The hospital room was quiet, save for the steady beep of machines. Alistair sat beside the bed, his hand resting on his father's frail one. Ronan, his father, had always been a ghost in his life, a name whispered, a face in old photographs. Now even that faint presence was fading. After the last soft breath, the room felt emptier than ever. A nurse gently guided Alistair out, leaving him with a small, worn wooden box. "Your father asked for you to have this," she said, her voice kind. Back in his father's sparse apartment, Alistair opened the box. Inside, neatly tied with faded string, were dozens of letters. Each envelope was addressed to him, but none had ever been sent. He picked up the first one, dated years ago when Alistair was just a boy. His father's handwriting, shaky but clear, filled the page. "My dearest Alistair," it began. "I am writing this because I don't know how else to tell you. I was young, scared, and foolish. I made mistakes that cost me everything." The letter spoke of a crushing debt, of a business failure that had left him broken and ashamed. "I couldn't bear for you to see me like that, to know your father as a failure. I thought it was better to disappear than to drag you down with me." He opened another from Alistair's teenage years. "I watched you from afar, Alistair. I saw you play football, I saw you graduate. My heart ached to be there, to cheer you on, but my shame was a heavy chain." Each letter was a window into Ronan's hidden life, a confession of love and regret. He wrote of trying to build himself back up, of the endless cycle of hope and despair, always with Alistair in his thoughts. One letter detailed a specific memory. "Do you remember the red kite, Alistair? The one that flew so high it almost touched the clouds? I was there, hidden behind the old oak, watching you laugh. It was the happiest I'd seen you." The letters weren't just apologies. They were a journey of a man trying to understand his own mistakes. "I know now that my absence caused you pain, and for that, I am truly sorry. I was wrong to think I was protecting you." The most recent letter was dated just a few weeks before his father's passing. "I'm not sure how much time I have left, Alistair. My greatest wish is that you find these letters, and that you might, one day, forgive me. I loved you, my son, more than words could ever say." Alistair felt a profound shift within him. The anger and confusion he'd carried for so long began to dissipate, replaced by a deep, aching understanding. His father hadn't abandoned him out of malice, but out of a misguided sense of shame and love. He saw not just a father who was absent, but a man who was broken, who struggled, and who, in his own flawed way, had tried to protect his son, even if it meant sacrificing their relationship. A tear finally traced a path down his cheek, not of sorrow for what was lost, but of empathy for the man his father had been. In these unsent letters, Alistair found not just answers, but a connection he never knew he had. He gathered the letters, tying them carefully with the faded string. They were no longer just pieces of paper. They were a bridge, finally built, between a father and his son. A new chapter finally begun.